So we have the exciting opportunity to use Canva.com, and our first project is going to be creating a logo. So once you're in Canva, you go to templates and we're going to go to business logo. All right, so here we are in the templates logo, and I remembered that I was in the category of fashion before, and this was the one that I began to change for the one who designs at home. I also love the idea of you guys starting from blank, but there's so many options here, so let's get started. So you're going to click on this and you can use this template, and all you need to do is start kind of like double clicking to change. So right away I'm just going to use what I want for my logo. So there's all kinds of fonts here. I'm not going to redesign exactly what I showed you right now live, but I do want to show you just a few things. So this right here is already caps, so that just stays like that. You can resize. Okay, you can also undo with your Command Z, Control Z for Windows. What else? So I'm going to click on the background and you see the color square pop up showing you what color you have. So you can color that with any of these default colors and also custom. So I want a shade of blue, but I want it to be a custom blue. So then I go to new color, and it's already right here where the default blue is, but I wanted a deeper, darker tone. Okay, so it was somewhere around there. I apologize, I'm not doing the exact same thing that I showed you. Then when you want to add different things to the preset logo, you can choose elements. What I had used recently, as you can see, were the square, the triangle, and the line. So it's as simple as clicking on it and it pops up, and it's obviously movable. This stuff you should be used to, just changing the size. It looks like the weight is going to remain the same. I haven't seen a place to change the weight of that line. But definitely pay attention to, the pink lines that are going to line things up for you. There we go. That's a terrible placement. So use your instincts as you're placing things. All right, what else can you do? You could upload your own images. So I've actually already uploaded one, but I want to show you how I've done that. You're going to upload, and then you're going to go to wherever you needed to, and I have this painting. What I chose was a detail of one of my paintings. So as you can see, I've already done it, but you would hit open. Okay. So then I'm just going to click on the image that I wanted to use, and you can resize it. You can even crop it. Let's say I wanted to get this blue line out. Oop. Try again. Okay, grab that. I kind of like the more square look, and so I'm just going to find the place that I want, what I want to crop off. And then of course this can still be repositioned. It's definitely a problem that it's in front of my typography. So over here on the right, the word position, if I went all the way to the back, it would go behind the dark blue. So I just want to go backward, and you see that brings the white line up and more backward. And here is my font. Now, as I'm looking at this, I do not have enough contrast. So what I'm going to do is highlight my typography and click the A for text color here, see the rainbow. And you can see this is my background color that I had made. And I believe white is what I'm using. So let's see what it looks like with my background color. And I really feel like this font is not doing my painting any justice at all. So I can change the font, and this is 191. Let's go ahead and see what it looks like to be 200. So that beefed it up a little bit, or I can also just drag. So you do not have to create symmetry, although you can. Looks like bold is not an option for me here. So I'm not completely happy with this yet. So I'm getting a little bit closer to something that feels acceptable. And so I thought I'd share a few more things. I'm on my image right now, and I have done some adjustments. I kept the brightness where it was. I decreased the contrast, increased the saturation, and gave it a little vignette, which is just sort of like these like corners. If you see, I'm sure a lot of you have seen that on your phone editing filters. I could go ahead and tint this one way or another. You can always just go back to center, which is 0, or that little dot. So here was 0. I do like the more saturated color here. I think you guys are used to that. So another thing I can do is increase the detail, right? And it doesn't mean it necessarily has to be bigger. So I can still go ahead and crop that. So I have less, I think I want to sort of stay square. Less busyness and just more kind of this sort of softer background. And again, one of the last things to check is whether or not you're happy with your positioning. Okay, so I'm gonna end that here, and I'm gonna have you guys design a logo of your own choice, and there will be certain requirements, and I will post those in an assignment. And you can get crazy obsessive with choosing things. There are so many fonts. It just goes on and on and on. So it could take you a while. Give yourself a time limit. You have other projects to do in other classes and everything. So once you see something that you like, maybe you can do a few varieties. If you want to screenshot and have a few, you can Command-Shift-4, and then once you have this, you just sort of bring it over what you're screenshotting. Make sure you include all of it, okay? And then that screenshot is part of your downloads on your computer. Okay, one last important thing. There's options you can download. Maybe Google Classroom will be a choice. I don't know. I'm making this right now in the middle of summer before I've ever used it with any classroom. But definitely go ahead and do File, Save. And I don't see how you name it. Oh, here it is, black and white script fashion logo. So instead of that, I'm gonna call it Hudoc Designs at Home logo. So when I go back to home, all of your designs, there is my second design, here's my first design,